The silence has finally been shattered, and what lies beneath is a truth so piercing, it cuts through centuries of royal tradition. Prince Joachim of Denmark, once a loyal and dedicated son, has now exposed a dark royal wound that even the glittering crown cannot hide. This isn't just a tale of family disagreement, it is a raw, emotional, and explosive confession from a man who has carried the burden of rejection, humiliation, and heartbreak all under the heavy weight of the Danish monarchy. And at the heart of this storm, his own mother, Queen Margrethe II. The revelation has rocked the Danish royal family and left millions questioning what really goes on behind palace doors. With every word, Prince Joachim is not just sharing his pain, he is breaking the royal code of silence that has long shielded the crown from public scrutiny. In this gripping exposé, we unravel the years of emotional neglect, the shocking decisions that alienated his children, and the devastating royal reshuffle that turned love into estrangement. The world had always seen Prince Joachim as the loyal younger son, dutiful, reserved, and quietly respectful of his role in the shadow of his elder brother, now King Frederick X. But what the cameras never captured was the slow erosion of respect, the tightening grip of exclusion, and the subtle but undeniable signs of a man feeling increasingly unwanted in his own family. It all came to a dramatic head when Queen Margrethe made a decision that would forever alter the lives of Prince Joachim's children. Without prior consultation, without compassion, she stripped his 4 children, Nikolai, Felix, Henrik, and Athena, of their princely titles, leaving them as mere Counts and Countess of Montpezat. To many, it was a surprising modernization effort, but to Joachim, it was a betrayal, and the prince has now revealed, in his own words, that it was also the moment the maternal bond shattered completely. Joachim, who had already moved abroad to pursue his diplomatic career, was blindsided. The palace announced that from January 1st, his children would no longer be addressed as prince or princess. It was a decision, the queen claimed, meant to free them from the burden of royal duties. But to Prince Joachim, it sent a different message, that his children were not good enough, that they were less royal, and that their place in the monarchy was expendable. The pain was not just his, it was theirs. He watched as his children, especially his eldest son Prince Nikolai, were thrown into the media spotlight, confused, hurt, and publicly humiliated by their own grandmother's ruling. Joachim revealed how no one from the royal court had prepared them, no one offered support, and no one seemed to care about the emotional aftermath. In a rare and deeply emotional interview, Joachim laid bare the impact of the Queen's decision. He spoke of sleepless nights, of children in tears, of a father torn between his duty to the monarchy and his duty to his family. "We were all hurt," he said, "but for my children, it was much worse. They don't understand why they are being treated differently than their cousins." It was this moment of exclusion that fueled Joachim's growing resentment, not just as a son, but as a father. This wasn't the first time Joachim felt sidelined. For years, there were whispers that he had always been treated as the spare, less important, less favored, and often left out of key decisions. Even after serving his country in the military and later representing Denmark as a diplomat, he remained on the periphery of royal influence. The strain became visible in his body language at family gatherings, the cold distance in official photos, and the increasing space, both geographical and emotional, between him and the rest of the royal family. And then came the decision to move to Washington, D.C., a move many interpreted as Joachim's final attempt to distance himself from the pain back home. But even oceans away, the wounds remained fresh. Prince Joachim has now confessed that he has not forgiven Queen Margrethe for her actions. "You don't take away a child's identity just like that," he said. "You don't make them feel less because of politics." These are not the words of a rebellious royal, they are the heartbroken cries of a father whose trust was shattered and whose loyalty was tested beyond repair. And what's more painful is that despite his efforts to explain, to heal, and to reconnect, the Queen has remained unmoved. According to Joachim, no apology was offered, and no meaningful conversation ever followed. Behind this royal feud lies a web of deeper issues, rivalries, outdated traditions, and a monarchy struggling to stay relevant in a modern world. Joachim's story shines a light on the human cost of royal life. Titles may be symbolic, but to the children growing up in the public eye, they are part of their identity, their history, and their sense of belonging. Stripping them away without compassion isn't just a policy shift, it's a personal injury. For Queen Margrethe, it may have been a necessary reform. But for Joachim, it was a message that his branch of the family no longer mattered. This emotional divide has not just impacted Joachim's relationship with the Queen. It has widened the gap between him and his brother, King Frederick. While the brothers once shared a close bond, that relationship has become increasingly strained. Joachim's exile has become symbolic, not just of physical distance, but of the emotional chasm that now separates the royal siblings. In private moments, Joachim has reportedly expressed his frustration over being treated as a second-class prince, always expected to stay silent and grateful, even when decisions were made behind his back. The public, too, has responded with mixed emotions. Some see Queen Margrethe's decision as a bold step towards streamlining the monarchy. But many have rallied behind Joachim, praising his courage for speaking out, for standing up for his children, and for refusing to let royal silence suppress his truth. His raw honesty has sparked conversations across Denmark and beyond about fairness, favoritism, and the complex layers of family within royal institutions. The pain of being excluded from the inner royal circle has echoed in every word Joachim has spoken, and those words have now become a mirror for many who have felt pushed aside in their own families. In this unfolding royal drama, one truth remains crystal clear: Prince Joachim has drawn a line. He has chosen to stand with his children, to protect their dignity, and to defend their worth, even if it means standing apart from the crown. His refusal to forgive Queen Margrethe is not born of bitterness alone. It is the consequence of years of feeling unloved, unheard, and unvalued. His story is not just about royal titles, it is about identity, legacy, and the unbreakable bond between a father and his children. And now, as the Danish monarchy faces a new era under King Frederick X, the shadow of this unresolved family conflict looms large. Will there be reconciliation, or will this rift continue to define Prince Joachim's legacy? One thing is certain: he is no longer the silent prince. He is a man with a voice, a story, and a truth that demands to be heard. So now, we turn to you. What do you think about Prince Joachim's revelations? Do you believe Queen Margrethe was right to remove the titles, or has this caused irreparable harm to a family already struggling with internal divisions? Share your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you believe every child deserves respect regardless of their royal status. Subscribe for more exclusive royal updates, and don't forget to share this video to spark the conversation even further.